Ladies and gentlemen, we are back today in the first week of the King's Court playoffs of Season 3. Our top 8 teams are here, and I'm joined with Jamaarkques, Rexalis, and Cardinals29 to discuss the future of these groups. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Hello.
What's up?
What are we thinking?
I think this is a really interesting playoffs. Unlike last season, I think you could make the honest-to-God argument for any one of these 8 teams making out of their group, which I think is really interesting. So
I would agree. It feels much more competitive with the teams that actually made it through. There's no free weeks, you could say. Even the debatably weakest team is not a free week, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And whose team would that be exactly?
I've been a fraud alert right here, right now, this whole time. I still think Wiggle Whoop is a fraud team. I stand on that. I stand on that to this day. I stood on it all season. I will not back off that hill now.
Damn. Better not lose that motherfucker then, bro.
If I do,
I'm
the fraud.
I think Wigwhoop is more credit than you're giving it for. Yes, it does cheese out a lot of wins. It's kind of what it's designed to do. But there's good stuff there.
There is. I'm not saying it's a bad team.
Specifically Raging Bolt. I mean, Raging Bolt is so good.
I'm just saying I'm so surprised he made playoffs. True, honest.
I'm not.
Out of the
I think first of all, his team is it's a really big prep check.
Sure.
If you don't grind it out, you're just gonna lose, straight up.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. more than most other teams, to be honest with you. But also, it's just strong. It's just got a lot of raw power. I think Jamaarkques is awful, so
Yeah.
I get why you're saying it. But I think it's just a good team. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can see the PowerPoints of it, but anyhow, I do agree with you that his team is strong. The big thing for me is between him and Jamaarkques' team, I think those are the two weakest looking at the groups, which is why they were first picked, though I am surprised they were picked in the order they were. They have strong cores and pieces to them, but they don't feel as cohesive or as upfront threatening as some of the other teams in here. Jamaarkques is so versatile, so threatening, it's hard to match what they're going to do. They are an ultimate prep check because you don't know what's coming. Realistically, almost any one of those mons can run 10 different sets, and that's terrifying to prep against. God bless he's in Group A.
Yeah, but then there's mons like Zamazenta on Palatine Mafia, and it's just you can know exactly what 4 moves that thing's running, and it's still gonna run you over. It's just that good.
Yep.
So there's something to be said about just high power level like that also.
Yeah. I don't know.
Before we get too deep into a strongest and weakest team and stuff like that, do we want to talk about the draft for the playoffs in Group A, Group B?
Yeah, sure. So we kind of already touched on it. The first seed got their first pick of team, and then the second seed picked 2, and then the first seed picked 2, and the last one got defaulted into B. And Palatine Mafia got first pick by Bombas, which surprised me a lot. I do think it's a good matchup for him. However, I still feel like Wiggle Whoop is the most susceptible team to just raw power running them over, even though I totally flubbed that in week 1.
Well, you did lose to him.
I stand on that was my loss. I'm the fraud. I'm the fraud there.
Alright.
But
I honestly really understand why he wouldn't want to play against Raging Bolt in Rain though.
that is a very fair point.
Oh, true.
That is a very
That's
fair point.
that's really bad.
That is among some of the worst matchups ever. Now that you mentioned that, so that makes sense to me now. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, I think he literally he just runs Weather Ball on Raging Bolt, and then he has no.
He hits his whole team. He
Yeah,
can run Stab, Thunder.
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty
rough.
nasty.
It's rough.
Thunderclap that priority over Basque. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Rough.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually. So,
I think what might be interesting to talk about is, I guess we could go down each of us. Who do you think the 2 from each group are going to get out as?
all right, Jamark, you want to start us off with that?
I guess I can start us off. Group A, Rilla Bombas is probably going to make it out. That's my number 1 seed.
I agree.
Number 2 is between Vaughn or Moth King and myself. I would say his team is probably stronger overall, so he has a higher chance of getting out. But like Card said, Zamazenta, a few other Mons are just kind of crazy.
Demonic
They can just
Mon.
run people over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my prediction is Rillabomba's Firelight,
Okay.
so we'll see.
That's a very respectable choice. I probably agree with you. I say you are the other contending team for that second seed. Unless Rillabomba's really frauds out in playoffs, which not likely.
Could happen.
Could happen. Not likely. Could happen though. That'd be a very fun universe. I was gonna go ahead and say for Group A, it really does feel like a very tightly knit group in terms of contention. Like I feel like any one of these teams could make it out very, very confidently. Like your first two matchups are gonna decide almost the entire pace of this group.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think Triple Tactics Typhlosion is fraud watch. I'm not
Whoa.
gonna lie.
This is a terrible take.
I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it right now. God forbid they make it out, and I make it out, and I have to play versus them, and I get my mouth stuffed for what I'm about to say. But
Yo.
I think the team's bad, man. I really do.
I'm going next whenever you're done.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen,
I'm done.
first of all,
Peace, bro.
let me go on the record. I know you're gonna watch this, all right? When I'm off gang is making it out, okay? I was wrong, all right?
Real.
Off gang is a good team.
I'm your only believer.
Yeah, Jeremy is a prophet. I'm a fraud. It's all good. But I think I'm gonna do it for the content, but like I think Triple Tactics Typhlosion could very easily make it out of this group. And I really don't understand like I understand the hate against this team, but I do not think it's valid, to be quite honest with you. I think you're really underestimating those top two mons, those Gouging Fire and Iron Bundle cores, and you're just looking at Blissey Dozo. And I understand why you think that's kind of weak. It has its strengths, and more importantly, I think it supports those top two mons really well.
Mhm.
And I think that's what was lacking in Holmesy's roster last season, particularly.
Mhm.
And I think this is a really, really improved version of that roster, and I actually believe in this roster a lot. So
you're
that's
calling-
my one too.
You're calling
I feel like
Moth Gang TT.
Moth Gang Triple Tactics.
The thing, that's who you think's making it out?
Yeah,
Those two?
that's his pick.
That's my pick, baby. That's my pick. Really Bombas is frauding out of playoff.
Oh yeah.
This guy's doing it for the content. It's crazy. Anyway,
All right, Dad. What are your picks?
Yeah, the camera turns on. This guy's a whole new person. It's insane. Anyways, bro. My picks: Arilla Bombas, Moth Gang. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with Jamaarkques and Jeremy's take on that. And I'll say the main reason for Triple Tactics Typhlosion. You know what he's gonna do. Just prep around it, man. He brings the same full moves on the lawns the whole time, bro. He doesn't have much variation to you. You're always gonna bring freeze, dry, ice beam, hydro pump, flip, turn. You're always gonna bring the morning sunset. Or he could switch it up in the Tradita set. It's not much room that he's got to do. He's gonna bring the same four moves on Blissey, same four moves on Dozo. He's gonna do the same thing, man. He does not have much variation, much flexibility, and that's why I think it's a strong team. It's really good at what it does. But I think that's ultimately why the team is going to falter here in playoffs. I feel like in playoffs, especially in a best-of-5 format, you need flexibility. You need it bad.
Mhm.
I think rosters that are not able to bend and are pretty rigid in what they can bring, especially against say you end up in a bad matchup or something like that, and you don't have much room to work around it, you're going to falter, man. I think that's ultimately what it is.
That's a valid point.
That's it for me.
That's a very valid point. And do you want to take us right over to Group B then and make your picks there since you're on a roll?
Of course, well, of course I got to put Big Boss Merrill up there, you know what I'm saying? Big Boss, that's me. Now, second one, I am not going to pick Wiggle Group. I also agree. I think that's Fraud Watch. A lot of you. I better not lose that week one. If I do,
Then you're the fraud.
clip this, call me a fraud. I'm saying it right now.
You guys
Clip it.
both on the record.
I'll accept it. I will humbly accept it, honestly. I think Suffolk County Shroomish has a chance. I think that one is going to be a very strong roster. I had a fair bit of trouble against it in the mocks. Not so much in actual results, as I 2-0'd both Wigaloop and Suffolk County Shroomish. But I think with some adjustments that they will be able to give me some trouble. More specifically, Suffolk County Shroomish. And then for Chateau, I can never say
Chateau.
Chateau, thank you. I am,
Yep.
Chateau, Noir, Midnight Revelations. I think I'm picking this team to go out second, and I'm not just picking that because it's my boy, and I'll go with him 24/7.
Real.
I truly think that your team is, frankly, I think your team shouldn't be allowed.
That's the problem.
due to the recent shenanigans of the five turns of trick group team decided to pull like last 2 weeks of the season. But hey, the rules are rules, and you abided by them.
He
so
did.
You guys,
He did.
So that's fine. But yeah, so I think your team's a bit ridiculous. Not a seventh seed team. It's definitely like top 3 at this point because you have an insane offensive power, and yeah, I just don't see I don't see a team that you can't beat. So yeah, we just put it up there, bro. You're up there with them.
Okay, that's respectable. Thank you for the kudos. Cards, what do you think?
Now I know you're all sitting there wondering, is this psychopath gonna pick the number 1 seed to flounder out in this group too? No, I'm not. Boss Merrill's making it. But for my second pick, I'm gonna go. It's a very close race between Chateau Noir and Suffolk County Shroomish. I'm going to go with Suffolk County Shroomish though, and here's why. I think ultimately it comes down to their head-to-head matchup, and I think Iron Valiant's a very good mon, amazing addition, but it doesn't help break through that infamous Zap King core very much, and I think that's by far the biggest roadblock in this specific matchup. So that's my main concern going into this head-to-head, and that's why I'm going to give the nod to Suffolk County Shroomish to come out of Group B.
That is a very fair point, and it's honestly where I'm thinking about the seeding in this group as well, looking at it. Our first week 1 matchup is going to have a lot of contention for that second seed entirely. Like, whoever wins that matchup very well may get it off a tiebreaker, right? Like, that's very realistic. That being said, I do think it's the Boss Merrill and myself getting out. I could see a world where Davin flubs out. I'd be very shocked. But I could see a world where it becomes Suffolk County Shrimmers and myself. But my official picks would definitely be Boss Merrill 1 and myself 2nd.
Hey, there's a lot of Boss Merrill tape out there to study. That's all I'm saying.
There is a lot of Boss Merrill tape.
There's a lot of tape for everybody, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not wrong though. Hey.
I guess.
I guess my take
Yes.
for Group B. I mean, it's pretty standard. I mean, I guess I will say I do think Suffolk County Shroomish has a good chance of making it out as a 2nd seed. Kind of with cards there a little bit. I mean, seed 1 probably going to be Boss Merrill. Seed 2. You know what? Just to be different, I'm going with Wiggawoop. Wiggawoop's
Whoa!
Yeah, this guy's making crazy predicts right now, bro.
Hey, you know what? Jirachi spam, Thunderwave.
Covert
Flinch
Cloak
is
does
gonna
not
be-
exist. It doesn't exist, guys.
Listen, the team does other
I mean-
things besides flinch, bro. I think you're really underestimating what this team can do.
I mean, the Raging Bolt and the
I
Battle
agree.
Bond threatening is.
I
is
think
real.
you're
Raging Bolt
being
is a crazy-
slightly disrespectful to the power that this team has.
Yeah.
Frankly,
I don't think it's
And
gonna
honestly,
get
I
out.
don't
But
think. Did you play Boss Merrill? Did you play Wiggawoop this season?
I too owed him.
You two owed him. Okay.
I think
That's
it was
pretty
the short. I think it was also the shortest matches ever.
hey,
Yeah.
just wait till Specs Raging Bolt and Sun comes.
I
out.
don't get me
Who's
don't
laughing?
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. I will say like, it was very short matches, but I think that's only because me and him are both skip turners. So I think that's why we love versus skip turn. But I recall that happening a lot. But also like. I don't remember what happened. I remember a bit of luck happening in game 1, and then game 2 he just miscalculated with rocks. So, it's there. So we haven't really seen the full like matchup play out to what its potential could be, and it could be a very close 3-2 series. And he could even beat me. His team can beat me. I'm not saying there's no chance. Don't get me wrong, but expected, no.
Listen, I'm just saying, it's a lot more likely than you're painting it. Is all
is.
I'm gonna say.
it's not like total. It is. I will say it's fraud watch.
This is
but-
no David and Goliath story.
No.
All right,
No,
that's
I
all
agree.
I'm saying.
I agree.
Yeah, like Cardinal said at the beginning of this, every single team has a good chance of making it out here.
Yep, I
Or
fully
good
agree with that
chance, so
sentiment.
I agree. This is the most competitive season we've had.
It is.
It'd be very fun to see what happens after playoffs here.
I am very much looking
Hopefully,
forward to it.
Loker and Nathan had their work cut out from here as refs.
Yeah, they need to make sure these games are moderated very appropriately.
They're reffed?
Yeah, don't you see that? It's on
Yeah,
the
they're
document.
refs this season.
Oh, yeah, right.
Jeez, man. Come on, get it
So
together.
real.
Well,
One of them might. What? Hey.
you ready to first, guys? I'll put a little visual here showing our predictions just for the screenshot. And thank you guys for joining me. We are sponsored by G-Full Independence Adult Diapers. So thank you guys. Shout out you guys. You're contributing a total of $0 to the league. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Oh, make sure to purchase your Boss Merrill merch and like and subscribe.
Yeah, shut the hell up. I'll catch you guys next time.
You guy's an asshole for what?